you get involved in this, there is no getting out. Uh, there is no way. There's no way of getting out of it. And unless you're a top format person, now you got to start watching the people that you hang around with.
Yes.
Even the people that you think is your right hand man, you got to say, hey, for the longest, uh, Damon Jones was tight with LeBron. Ain't no way. I couldn't think that LeBron would imagine this dude been hanging around him, even got him in a position where he's, helping him get assistant coaching positions, whatever, to the point where this dude, in my opinion, undermined all that trust.
And yeah, I think Damon Jones is tied with everybody.
But he was, but you know what people don't say, and see, he didn't bring it up the other night. I'll tell you who he was closest with. He was tight with Shaq.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so now you're in a position where you got to really watch who you are associating yourself with, because you know what? I hate to say it, and it comes out wrong, but I guess everybody's subject to selling their soul,
That is true.
because once you get yourself connected with this, you are stuck with it for life. There is no way around getting out of this.
Thank you, Mark. Because I
Because
was
see,
saying the exact same thing
because
earlier.
see,
There's a guy on here who said he's bigger than the mob and he could get out of it.
no, let me tell you how this works. Chauncey, I'm just saying, I don't know if it's true. Say Chauncey Billups said, "Hey man, look, this thing gone too far. I'm trying to get, I'm out." Then he get a call and they say, "Hey Chauncey, how you doing? Okay, well, I hear you thinking about moving on." Yeah, I got a head coaching job, man. I can't get caught up in this. Yeah. Well, I see little Chauncey Jr.'s riding that little bike around the corner this afternoon. He looked pretty good on that bike. Huh? Yeah, he looked good on that bike. You want him to keep riding, don't you? What do you mean? Like I said, you want him to keep being able to ride that bike.
There you go.
Well, I think you might want to revisit what you said a little earlier. See, once you get caught up into this, man, it's way more than just being the casual fan. I mean, if you want to get a real indication of how serious this is, to go back and look at that movie, Goodfellas, and all that. I mean, this is serious stuff, and it's at a point where you have to start wondering. You hear Adam Silver, I'm shocked. What is he shocked for? The league is tied into prize picks and DraftKings and underdog. I mean, there is no everybody. Hey man, I remember back home, they even used to bet on the high school games. So when it comes to that underground world, everybody for some reason thought, the mob, they didn't died out. Hey man, look, all these, in Chauncey Billups' case, I ain't never heard of nothing so bizarre in my life. Where you go to play poker, they got you playing at the poker table. They got this table set up where it got a X-ray thing underneath. They know every card you got.
And he the only one face they show him when they talk about these 30 people.
Yeah. And guess what?
Set that up. He ain't do none of that stuff.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. He ain't gonna bring up no other names if he care about himself. And here's the problem: he just ruined his career.
Yeah,
you got
a lifetime.
You got Terry Rozier. He just ruined his career. And the thing that's sad with Terry Rozier, somehow he had gotten out of it, and somebody came back, and somehow I don't know. This brother fighting for his life.
I heard in the alleged stages right now.
But here's the problem. Malik Beasley got put on that alleged stage, and it cost him a $42 million contract because Detroit wouldn't re-sign him because they said, "Hey man," and then the part that was sad, once they did the investigation a month or two later, they cleared him. But by that time, Detroit then went and signed Duncan Robinson. They said, "Man, we gave up money to somebody else."
Yeah, but Malik still I think Malik signed with somebody before the season started.
No, he ain't get the money. If he did sign, he ain't get the money.
Free agent.
Hey, now people scared to touch him. See, once your name get tied to that stuff, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to deal with. It's because there's too many formats involved. You got social media. Which is the worst thing. Nobody believes it's the worst thing that's ever happened to man. I mean, they could get away with it back in the day because you didn't have that many outlets. Hell, you don't know who got what on you now.
Mark, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Who is the name? I forgot the name. You told me the other day, Kevin. Who is the name of the guy from Toronto that got banned out the league.
Dante Porter.
Okay. What are the stipulations that he may have been one of the ones that, because the feds pulled him, remember this, right? They pulled him, and all of a sudden he's got a court date or something coming up soon, and now all of this information is coming out.
He didn't have to, because the same way they caught Jonte Porter is how they caught Terry Rozier.
Well,
they caught him, but not him only. They caught a few others.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the stipulations of like who else is involved.
Well, here's the thing.
How are these glasses being involved? How is this being involved? How is that? How did all these other 30 names come out about this?
Because
Mark, I said this earlier. I said, remember when Jordan was retired and he retired all of a sudden?
Well, he had to, because they had. I mean, it's cut you, Derek. They had to. He better retire because they had him, and they couldn't let the marquee name of the league.
Thank you. You missed the whole spiel earlier about this.
Get the Pete Rose treatment.
Okay.
Because
Mark, hold on. How does this? Yeah, goddamn right. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna talk about this. Where Roma at? Bring Roma back on here. Look, Mark, check me out.
Rain.
Mark, you know I'm gonna get this.
Go ahead.
Mark, how does this not apply to a certain superstar today that also has, out of the blue, a sciatic nerve? You know what I'm saying? Problem. How is that not coincidental here, Mark?
Here's the whole thing. When it happened with Michael Jordan, just so happened, this is the truth. Just so happened, when it came down to Michael Jordan, they came to him and said, "Hey, man, look, they had already, I can't say who, someone I knew, they had already been rumblings about, what he was doing in Atlantic City, what was happening, with his gambling there. It got to a point where he got they say it got so bad, he gambling, owing people money, didn't want to pay him off. They say that's part of what got his dad took out. But then it got to a point where they said, man, there's so much evidence here on him. But the league could not afford they couldn't afford to ban this dude. So the next thing they said, Mike, look, you're gonna have to take a year or so off, let this die down a little bit, because right now it's on fire. So that is why
to this today with the current face of the NBA.
Well, I put it to you like this.
Can you say that is he really the face of the current NBA?
But hold on, Romar, hold on. What he's saying is this. Regardless of where he's at in his career, he is the face of the NBA right now. And everything kind of revolves around him until he decides to go away from the game. It's awful weird to me that all of a sudden he got a sciatica and he ain't playing for the first 2 weeks.
And that's never happened in his career.
But then the excuse could be, but hey, he ain't never been 40 years old either. So I get that.
He was just golfing just a couple of weeks ago. We saw him swinging that golf.
But now you got the sciatica. Here's the problem.
And that swing could have aggravated that sciatica.
Well, I tell you what, that investigation could have irritated that sciatica too. See, look, right now, here's the problem. It's getting to be way bigger than what we think, because once people start talking about they going to prison for a minute, people start singing, bro.
Well, we already seen that with Gil.
And see, at some point, I don't know when, Gilbert Arenas kind of laid it out there when they first messed with him a couple months ago. He said, "Man, look, check this out, bro. I'm just gonna be serious with you.
I ain't going back to jail.
I go down. Everybody gonna take a little sit down." And you gotta remember, he's not a normal dude. It's something that brother, as intelligent as he is, there is something with him that's always been off to me. But the one thing that wasn't being off to him, he said, "Man, I ain't doing this by myself. If I go, there's gonna be a few more that's gonna be cellmates with me down here."
And what did he say a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago where he was gambling? Whose house was he at, Mark?
Oh, he was at Chauncey Scribs.
Okay.
And so
who else was there? Who else was there? He said it.
Oh, he say LeBron goes.
There you go.
So it's one of those things like this. The league's going to have to get a grip on it because you might be able to get rid of a Terry Rozier or Chauncey. You know what? You had a shot at coaching. There's another brother that blew his chance. But when you start bringing in these names like LeBron, now you got something got to get under control here. And what it comes down to is this: we got a president that's coming for all of this. Because see, you remember when he had casinos and he had gambling stuff going on in Atlantic City, somehow they got whatever happened. Atlantic City went to the wayside. Everything he had going got messed up. This brother is coming for people, man. And when you start having press conferences where the head of the FBI is headlining,
yes, I saw that. FBI want to talk to Adam Silver.
So when you start having the head of the FBI headlining a press conference. Now, normally you catch say it's Chauncey Billups and my man Rozier. You know, the league might have a little press conference. That's it. You got the head of the FBI out here.
Usually with those, Mark, you'll get like the local or state.
That's what I'm saying. You'll get a couple people. You might get a couple people. You do not get the head of the FBI in this.
Exactly.
Now, when you start getting these cats in here, when you start getting these dudes in here. I mean, brothers better really be careful. I don't even know if I go to Vegas at this point. I mean, if I did, it wouldn't be I guess I'd be a slot machine, dude, because I ain't playing nothing else. I mean, I'm not messing with nothing else because you go to play cards. Hell, you can't even play on the team bus no more. And that used to be a big thing. They say on the flights and all that. You know, they play, gambling and. You didn't have dudes that got into fights over, on them team planes because of the gambling.
Pulling guns, knives, everything. Yeah,
I mean, that's what got Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenton railroad.
I said a long time ago, I mean, has someone been there to whoop Gilbert Arenas' hind parts, none of that would ever happen. That's all he needs, somebody to just whoop him one good time. Because he was the same, man.
Well, here's the problem, Mill, at this point. As crazy as it sounds, he might be the most protected of all of them. And let me tell you why.
Why is that, Mark? Please tell us. Yes.
Because he might bring out some people like Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier, because he might have been instructed, hey, you might want to get your buddies here, but you better you ain't heard nobody say anything about the mob's name. What connection? No, you ain't. I promise you, Mill, I promise you ain't one here.
Nah.
Hey, you got to remember, it's always that secondary dude that's going to have to take he's going to have to take a hit for it. The main man ain't getting touched.
Man.
So you might
sound like you repeating what I said earlier.
So you might have Chauncey Billups who ain't ever getting another coaching job. That's a shame. Terry Rozier was in the last year of his contract, and to be honest with you, he would have got a veteran's minimum if he did continue to play in the next year because his play done went way down. But I see why their play be going downhill. They tell them when to play. If you limp off the floor, you better not hit an open three. Miss that easy layup. Ain't no telling what these dudes is. If you get yourself caught up into this, there's no way out.
Now, be more specific, Mark. What do you mean into this? Into who?
I don't know how it goes down, but hey, these guys get to meeting guys, and all of a sudden, hey, you're gonna meet my buddy Guido. That's the beginning of the end. And a lot of these cats, even though we see these enormous contracts, Mr. Sparrow can probably add more onto this than I can. A lot of these dudes spend as quick as they get. And a lot of these cats, child support, $50,000 a month. Hey man, they got people to take care of. Mm-hmm. So once you get connected into that, I'm pretty sure they say, "Hey, don't worry about it. We got you," but you ain't getting out.
Well, this is your chance right here to talk that talk that you was talking earlier. Get out.
I still stand by what I said, but I'm doing something right now.
Mr. Thompson. Let me hear what Mr. Thompson got to say about this. I haven't heard from him in a minute.
In terms of what now?
As far as
The whole gambling situation.
yeah, the whole gambling situation.
Well, I mean, gambling has been in athletics ever since I was born. I'm born in 1946, so I mean, it's nothing new. And the mob, I don't know where people get this idea that the mob has gone somewhere. You know, they always have been there and they always will.
Exactly. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, they already been here and they always will, you know, but I agree with the fact that if you get caught up with them, there's no way out. But there's a lot of people that don't even get caught up with them. That's the best way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, don't get involved with it. But if you take that, and they know who to approach.
Exactly.
They know the ones that to approach. Bird can speak to this better than I can.
Exactly.
They know the ones that are not smart about their money, the ones that's flamboyant, the ones that's going to try to set up the bar and want to be them big man around town. They know those are the ones they approach.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends that are Hall of Famers in the NFL, and they told me the same thing, that the guys that when they get their money, they buying suits and cars and spending lavishly. Those are the ones that get approached.
Mm-hmm. I got a guy I'm getting ready to get on the show sometime in the next week or two. Chris Washburn can tell you that whole story.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah. Yeah. Knowing, I remember his story very well.
Yeah.
You know, but it depends on how you carry yourself and who you're around. And if you want to be, unfortunately, most of us black guys who make it in the league don't have, number one, they're not economically, financially literate and secure in what they do with their money.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have a plan as to what they're going to do with their money.
Yeah.
And they fall trapped to a lot of games. Because not only the mob, you got women, you got other people coming with them with schemes to try to get their money.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big, you know, everybody's looking at a big payday once a professional athlete gets some money. Not only the underworld, but, you know, just family members and whoever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've seen, I know I'm not going to call his name, but I've seen a young man got a big contract to an NFL team, and now he's broke, and he ain't been out of the league 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, investing in family businesses and people coming at him with different type of schemes. So, you know, it's sad, but unless the player has an understanding of financial literacy and some discipline, he falls prey to a lot of stuff.
And that's hard to navigate because you got the people that got you there. Hey, I'm your mama. I took you all to your games in Pee Wee League, and I took care of you. I fed you. Now the whole family's got their hand out. How do you navigate something like that, or try to get to the point to that family doesn't turn their back on you because you said no? I mean, you can't feed and give everybody, because what I've seen and what I've heard is once you do that, it's not going to stop.
Well, the way